Yep, these are fully cured. It's been 2 hours. And this one still has many, many more hours to go. So totally worth the investment. I've had this um, snowflake mold for a while. I've only really used it a couple of times, and it's for soap or I think candles, but I've been using it with resin, and it's really really detailed. I need to make some stars for my Crush Class Christmas trees, and I thought I could use these in place of like real starfish. And I do have this mold from Let's Resin, or not Let's Resin. This is the Into Resin mold that I've been using too to make my tree toppers. So I got these three. Well, they're separate. I think these two may have come together, but these are from Amazon, and I got these new ones. So this one I've had for a while, and I'm going to make three of these along with the starfish from Into Resin. And I think I'm going to make this one too, the Into Resin. See if I can get them all on here because I need some tree toppers. Now, I was going to make these snowflakes, but I don't think it'll all fit. No, it's not all going to fit. So let's focus on this and get some resin mixed up. Is this entirely 11? I'm using the Let's Resin Fast Cure, and I'm going to use my Let's Resin mixer, which you can see is well loved. This is a hand saver for sure. Okay, I'll let that drip. I'm just going to use this silicone spatula from Dollar Tree. Just give it a quick stir, scrape my edges, make sure it's mixed up. Okay, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna use some alcohol inks. I'm using Pixis and some Let's Resins. This one's from Pixis. I've just mixed it in a needle nose dropper. Pretty random there. Because the trees that I want to be making coming up, this is from the Let's Resin 96, no, 26, good Lord, 96 set. 26 alcohol ink set. But the trees that I have coming up that I want to make are going to be very light colored. So I want a Christmas tree or a tree topper that's going to be, kind of light and it'll fit. And this white is also the Let's Resin Sinker White. But obviously I'm not using it as a sinker. I'm just using it as a filler or as a colorant. I just want to pour enough in there that it just fills the bottom. I don't want it to be completely filled because I don't need a very, very thick star on my trees. I just want to barely fill this mold. And let it kind of settle and do its thing. That's going to turn out really pretty. And you could do a traditional like petri dish effect with these snowflakes too. I just am not going to do that this time, but look at that. And I think the rest of this I'm going to color with some mica powder. All right, I've got some the Cesso silver white mica powder mixed in the rest of the resin because I want to color these two snowflakes. So I want to color these two just white. And I think I want to fill this one first, and then the rest I'll put in that one. No alcohol inks in this one. Okay, and then let's put the rest of it in this one. So this one's got kind of a weird little arrangement. There are lots of little air pockets that tend to pop up on this one. So I just like to squeeze out those air pockets because the arms or the rays of the snowflake are really, really detailed and they're really, really tiny. And so when you squeeze out the air pockets from like the side channels, it helps the resin sort of get where it needs to go. So you see the surface air bubbles right there? That's from me releasing all the air out of those little side channels. And then, ooh, got some resin on my hand there. And then we can pop those bubbles. Then I'm still gonna have some left over. All right, that is overfilled a little bit. So I didn't realize I'd overfilled it. So it is overfilled. It's a little bit messy, but all of that flakes off pretty quickly, pretty easily. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my Resiners G3 curing machine. Thing is amazing. So this will be cured in 2 hours. And the way it works, it's got all the settings on it. I already have it set for 2 hours at 140 degrees, and that's all you need to do. Just set it and forget it. Might as well use the rest on this one. Actually, I'm going to use my new Snowflake mold by redesigned by Prima. Never used this brand before, but I have an idea. This is going to be a gorgeous mold. I've been wanting this mold for a while, and I actually found it on Amazon, believe it or not. It's a shallow mold, a pretty shallow mold, so the finished piece is going to be kind of thin, but my plan is to make two of each shape and then glue them together back to back to make a more 3D piece. But that will be in a follow-up video coming soon, so make sure to look for that and you'll see how I finish these. They're gorgeous. Yep, these are fully cured. It's been 2 hours. And this one still has many, many more hours to go. So totally worth the investment. So these stars are still a little tiny bit bendy, but I'll be able to use them on my upcoming projects for sure. This is always the one I worry about. I'm just never sure how to get it out without breaking all these little delicate parts. Nailed it. So it's definitely worth squishing those bubbles out. That's going to look really good on a tree. This is one of the new snowflakes. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. This is the new one. I just love how flexible these molds are. Y'all. Now it is a matte mold, so if you want to shine it up, it's really easy to do that. You could take a little bit of UV resin and put it on top and that brings the shine back out. I love that. Or you can just take a really thin skim coat of regular resin, just let it cure up, or stick it back in your magic machine. This is the mold that I've had a while. So there we go. New stars for some upcoming Christmas trees. I like this color combination, but I still need to wait a little while on this mold. I'm going to try something. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the machine and just see if I can maybe put it on, like, I'm going to put it on 30 minutes. So this has already been sitting for a couple of hours. It's very, very tacky. I don't know. Let's just try it. What have we got to lose, right? I hate to cut the video off here, but these snowflakes turned out so amazing that I want to do an entire video just on these. So stay tuned for that. And remember, always make it a crafty day, friends. Bye.